So you think you're a rational being. In today's video on Psychology for Marketers, I'm going to show you some stories and results of research to prove you wrong, to show you just how irrational we can be. Hi, my name is Magda and welcome to this week's episode of Psychology for Marketers. Let me share with you today some of the most exciting and surprising stories that show how humans behave and show just how irrational we can be. In this first story, a company was testing a new container for their detergent. So they experimented with yellow, blue, and a combination of two colors, yellow and blue. They picked a group of random women and they gave them all three types of detergents, asking them to use it. After some time, they called them back into the office and asked for their experience. So here are the results. Women said that the detergent in the yellow container would often destroy the clothes, that it was too strong. The one in the blue container was too weak and often would leave clothes still dirty. The last one, the blue and yellow, seemed to work the best for all the women. Now here is the catch. Detergent was the same in all three bottles. There was no other difference but the color of the container. So how is it possible that women had such a different experience with them? This is where the irrationality comes in. The judgment that women made based on the color of the container. So the message that the color has for us actually impacted how women experienced using this detergent. Results? Well, of course, the company went ahead with the container of these two colors without having to change the product itself. Okay, here is another example. This company was selling a little small product for 19 cents. Sales were going okay. Here's what they experimented with. For a while, they offered a bundle of two products for 38 cents. What happened? Sales went up by 30%. 1/3. This is crazy because, as you noticed, the price per product stayed the same. So nobody was saving any money, but because there were two products together, it looked like a bargain. Again, here we have an example of how our logical thinking was just switched off and some kind of irrational thinking process took place instead. Okay, let me share with you the third story. If you live in a warm country like I do, I live in Malaysia, unfortunately it happens that we have cockroaches. Not the nicest thing. So, back in time, the only thing that women had to kill them was a spray. So they had to chase the cockroach and spray it till it dies. So, a certain company came up with a brilliant idea. Instead of a spray, they suggested little tablets that you could put in the corner of your room that would simply take care of the insects for you. So they had a focus group and they invited a lot of different women and they asked them, how would you like such a product? All women loved it. No surprise. So they went ahead. They produced the tablets, they put them on the market. What happened? It was a big failure. They didn't sell almost anything. You might be wondering why. Well, they checked with potential customers and they liked the solution. But when it came to making a decision, they didn't go for it. Later, what was found is that women actually enjoyed chasing cockroaches. Now, we're talking quite many years ago when most women were simply housewives at home. They had to wait for their husband to come back from work, God knows at what time. So a lot of women were struggling with quite a lot of frustration towards their husbands. What turned out to happen is that them chasing the cockroach and killing it with their hand was a way for them to let go of the anger and frustration they felt towards their men. As you can see, asking will not always give you the correct answer. It's not because we don't want to share what we think. Most often, we simply don't know. So every company that has surveys or questionnaires, focus groups, they're not actually getting the true information. Here's why. We make decisions in our life based on our subconscious mind. Now, the nature of the subconscious mind is that we're not aware of it. All that we are aware of is our conscious mind. So when I ask you, why did you do something? Or would you like to do something? All you can do, all you can use to answer my question is your conscious mind. But that's not the mind that will take part in making decisions. It's like using apples to explain what an orange is. It just doesn't work. This is why asking people, what would you want? Doesn't work. In fact, one of the famous quotes by Steve Jobs is that, don't ask people what they want because they don't know it. And as psychology shows, it's true. So let me share with you a final story, which is a success story for a company following this rule. That's back in times when brushing our teeth was not yet a common habit. So we're talking about the times when toothpaste was first invented. Of course, it was invented because we were aware that if you keep pieces of food in your mouth, it will actually impact the quality and health of your teeth. So toothpaste was created to help us clear our mouth and kill all the bacteria. And that was the message when the toothpaste was first introduced to the market. Here's the thing though. What was observed is that people didn't really brush their teeth the way it was suggested. So it would make more sense if you brushed your teeth after eating, right? So after having your dinner when you go to bed, or after having your breakfast when you leave home. What was observed was a very different behavior. People wouldn't brush their teeth after eating or after breakfast. On the contrary, they would brush their teeth first thing in the morning because they didn't like the feeling they had in their mouth after waking up. Rarely would they brush the teeth also after eating. So the way people were using toothpaste was not the way it was designed. So what did the companies do? Knowing why people use toothbrush, the whole messaging, the whole advertising of toothpaste changed. And even now, we don't really hear as often commercials that say, we're going to kill all the bacteria in your mouth and your teeth are going to be very healthy. On the contrary, what you would usually hear is that with our toothpaste, you're going to have a feeling of freshness in your mouth for the whole day. And once the benefit was changed in the advertisement, sales went up. So here's a suggestion for you. In your own business, whether you're an entrepreneur or if you work for somebody, we always deal with other people. We deal with customers or potential customers. It's essential that you understand that their behavior will probably seem to you irrational. So don't ask them why they do something. Don't ask them whether they would do something. Don't make your business decisions based on what people tell you. What you want to do is observe their behavior. So best, give them the product and simply watch what they're doing with it. Only then can you have a proper understanding of what people want from you. And that's of course going to translate into increased profits for your company. Use the same rule in your personal life. Your spouse, your kids, your friends, your family. Remember, there's a lot of irrationality in how we behave. It all comes from our subconscious mind. So just remember that people might not act the way you expect them to, just because it's our nature. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please like it and share it with your friends. And if you're not yet part of our community on Psychology for Marketers, please leave your name and email on the side of this video so that you can join us and unlock all the content that's waiting for you. Thank you so much for your time. That was Magda K, and I'll see you next week with the new episode of Psychology for Marketers.